What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So, we have the finally we have the news for 6+ Garp. It has been a while since a new Super Evolution came out. You know, the last one to come out on JP was Fujitora version 1, which was definitely a long-awaited, long-anticipated legend to get a Super Evolution. Now, Garp finally has one. This is one that I've been campaigning for a really long time, and I'm super excited because this guy's Super Evolution is actually pretty good. So a massive shout out to Anlord for posting these particular pictures in the subreddit Discord. I have done my own translations from his images, so we'll go ahead and break through what he does. What basically, like, let's just talk about him, right? Because he actually is a lot better than what his original 6-star form was. For those of you who don't remember what the original Garp did, we'll quickly go through him before we go through this Garp. This guy, he doesn't change his color and his classes. The new Garp is still Psy, Free Spirit Powerhouse, which is fine. A lot of people were anticipating he was going to change into Dex for the newly released Legend Kid and Hawkins. I'm glad that they did not decide to do that. His original Captain effect was a 2x attack to all characters, a 1.5x health to all characters, and then boost attack by 4x following a chain of good, great, then perfect hits. Makes sign recovery beneficial for all characters, but then he had this added effect that was, it just basically made his entire Captain effect pointless, even though this already wasn't really that great. Reduces the attack based on how many striker, shooter, or cerebral characters you have in your crew. So you lose 0.2 of your multiplier for every striker, shooter, or cerebral class that appears on your team. It's not good. It's just a terrible Captain effect, honestly. If this sentence was not there, he would have been a little better, but even still, only being 2x attack, and then you have to hit good, great, perfect in order to get the 4x. Yeah, it wasn't too great. They have changed him up, which makes him a lot better. I don't think he's going to be seeing that much play still, but at least his Captain effect is way more usable now. His special ability, multi-staged, was first a 10% health cut. It goes through barriers and all defensive effects as well. 3x chain lock, and then reduces special bind by 1 turn. And then his big one was a 30% cut through all defensive effects, 3x chain lock, and remove 3 turns of special bind. Now, one of the big things that I was hoping that they would do with this Super Evolution, number 1, increase his chain lock, and number 2, increase the amount of turns that he reduced special bind. And they did both of those things, which I'm so happy about. So first of all, let's talk about his Captain effect. So here are the translations here. Monkey D. Garp Super Evolution. His Captain effect will boost your crew's attack by 3x, HP by 1.5x, makes Psi, Int, and recovery slots beneficial for your team, and then boost attack by 4.5 after following Good, Great, Perfect. So yes, you still have to hit Good, Great, Perfect, which I know is not super ideal, especially against barriers and stuff like that, where you have to hit in a certain attack order. But at the very least, 3x attack, like, that's fine, I think. Like, obviously, I would much prefer it to be higher, or for him to not have Good, Great, Perfect at all. But you gotta remember, this is a Rainbow Captain effect that is gonna be getting a Super Evolution from a really old character. And it's actually kind of funny, because Garp actually debuted first on the English and French versions of One Piece Treasure Cruise. It debuted when we had the V2 Akainu and V2 Aokiji Blitz battle. So he debuted on that for Global, then came out a little bit later for JP. So, yeah, 3x attack and 1.5 health. So, obviously, this went up from 2x. He now makes Int Orbs beneficial. So, previously, it was just Sign Recovery. And then 4.5 from the previous 4x after Good, Great, Perfect. So, you can see that they actually chopped off that final bit of his Captain effect, where if you have a Striker, a Cerebral, or a Shooter character on your team, you get reduced attack. They just scrapped that completely, which was 2 thumbs up from me. I'm really, really happy that that was the case, because that really made his Captain effect unusable. And I'm just so happy that they've done that. They've actually done him justice here. I'm very, very content with what they've done with this character. He's nowhere near top tier, but at least they've made him usable, right? Obviously, this character is likely going to be boosted in the upcoming treasure map and what have you. So that's his Captain effect right there. And his special ability is still multi-stage. Let's go ahead and bring this up real quick. Stage 1 reduces one enemy's HP by 10%, ignoring all defensive effects, locks the crew's chain multiplier at 3.25 for 1 turn, and remove 3 turns of special bind. Now, mind you, this is on an 8-turn cooldown. An 8-turn cooldown to get this is actually pretty insane, especially because this health cut does go through all offensive effects. Like, that actually doesn't change from his regular form. But a 3.25 chain and 3-turn special bind removal on 8 turns is ridiculous. Like, that is absolutely amazing. And then it gets even better when you go ahead and look at his stage 2 special, which is a 30% health cut through all defensive effects, still get that 3.25 chain, and 7 turns of special bind removal. I was kind of hoping that they were going to do 10 turns of special bind removal, but I'm still pretty happy with 7 turns. That is amazing. And he does have that crewmate ability, and it has been confirmed that his crewmate abilities do not change. Reduces special bind on himself by 20 turns. It's kind of weird that they just did 20 and not just completely resist it. But in pretty much 99% of cases, this is going to completely resist it anyway. So that's great. He's going to be one of the best special bind removers to use in the game. The only problem is that if the enemy does interrupt any health cutting effects, that's going to be a little bit of a pain, even if they have a barrier, because it goes through the barriers anyway. But if the enemy does not have any HP cut, then yes, this guy is going to be a god. A god for that. So that's awesome. So I'm really, really happy with what they've done here, and that's really all they needed to do. It was just his captain effect was completely unusable, and then now he's actually somewhat usable. He's not going to be a god tier unit, as I said, but he is usable now, and they made his special ability just improve from what it already once was, because Garp as a special and as a sub, he definitely could see play in certain situations, but now that they've improved it to such a degree, yes, he will be seeing more play in Treasure Cruise. So I'm really happy about that. Free Spirit Powerhouse 2 is actually a pretty good class combination there. Same class combination actually as Sober Mask, which just debuted on Global. Free Spirit Powerhouse, right? Now, there is also one other thing that we have to talk about in this particular video, and that is the release of King. King making his debut in One Piece Treasure Cruise. He is the brand new Colosseum unit that is arriving on One Piece Treasure Cruise Japan, and he looks pretty freaking good. So let's go ahead and go through his ability. So first of all, his captain effect is going to go ahead and boost Dex character's attack by 3 times, 1.2 health, and reduce damage taken by 10%. Pretty straightforward captain effect here. Actually, you can see he's a powerhouse fighter. I don't know if those are the classes that I would have picked for him, but I'm okay with that. I think Powerhouse definitely makes sense, but I don't know about Fighter. I think that's a little bit of an odd choice, but I'm kind of okay with that. And of course, he is a Dex unit, of course, so his captain effect boosts Dex as well. But yeah, it makes sense because they want you to use all of these brand new characters that are releasing with the brand newly released Legend Kid and Legend Hawkins. So what does his special ability do? Because that's the most important part. Now, his special ability is actually pretty good. It delays all enemies by 2 turns. Nice. Reduces enemies' defense up, which is the blue shield buff, and despair on your team by 5 turns. And they have the other condition where if your captain is a Dex character, boosts damage dealt against delayed enemies by 1.75 times for 1 turn. Again, a very, very nice effect. The only real problem I can see with this guy is the fact that there are so many enemies that have a delay protector or just a full immunity buff. So obviously in those situations, in a full immunity buff situation, you're just not bringing a conditional booster anyways. But obviously if the enemy has a defense immunity or an all poison immunity, but does not have that delay immunity, of course this character is going to be very, very good. But either way you look at it, you don't really have to even use it on like the final boss fight. You could use it on a mini boss fight of other Colosseums or stuff like that, right? He's not going to be a unit that you are going to be using all the time, but I like the fact that he not only will give you the self-proccing conditional boost under the condition of having a Dex captain, but he also gives you good utility, removing the blue shield defense up on the enemy, which is a very annoying buff to get rid of. And again, this is also very good because if the enemy has defense down immunity as well as has the blue shield buff or has immunity and the blue shield buff, you can't bring a unit to just reduce enemies' defense by 100% for 1 turn. You just can't do that. You need a unit that actually removes the defense up, and this is a unit that can fulfill that, as well as removing despair. Now, this guy is a Dex fighter character, so you'd have to run him on a team, I guess, with other Dex units. So obviously Legend Kid makes the most sense, or Legend Hawkins, but you could use him under Kaido. I guess that kind of makes perfect sense because he's a powerhouse unit, so you can use him under Kaido to get you a conditional boost as well as removing defense up and the despair, which actually makes a lot of sense. There aren't really too many other characters I can really think of that you could really put him under, like Legend Kid and Legend Kaido, I guess, are like the 2 main units that you would probably use this guy under. I mean, technically you could use him under V2 Jinbei, but I mean, like, V2 Jinbei is rarely ever going to see play. He's a unit, mind you, that does need a super evolution. But that's about going to do it, guys. That's all we really need to talk about in this video today is about Monkey D. Garp and Colosseum King. I'm super happy about the super evolution for Garp. He is significantly better and is definitely going to see more play now. Anytime you need a special bind remover, this is going to be one of the first characters you can think of, which is great. Really, really great to see. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. Let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts and opinions are on the brand newly released Super Evolution Garp, as well as Coliseum King. What do you guys think about it? I'm really intrigued to see what you guys think about this Garp, because personally, I do think he's a very, very good buff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Make sure to go ahead and do that. We're nearly at 50,000 subscribers. It would be absolutely amazing if we could reach 50,000 subscribers very, very soon. But other than that, I'll catch you guys within the next video.